Yo, I cannot wait. Tomorrow is going to be so awesome. I can't wait for the new Gear Chronicle cards. It's so gonna be amazing.
Polaris Strike.
Fine! I'll do it myself! It is done! Ladies and gentlemen, I brought you today for a very special occasion because we're here today in honorary of this. Not what this is, but what this represents. Because I've been working night and day, as you've seen before, on unleashing the true power of Gear Chronicle. As we all know, this clan all revolves around the future, the past, the present, and the now. And with that, I am honored to announce the brand new cards for Gear Chronicle for the Premium Collection 2022. And I know you all are wondering, what are we going to get? What is a Stride? What is a G-Guard? Well, before that, I have one little anecdote. And yes, I know you're like, give us the card already, but we're here for a very special occasion. Because there's one particular thing that I anticipate or hope that we would get ever since the release of the latest reveals for V Clan Collection with the release of the Steam Maidens. And with this engine, I thought this could potentially synergize with Time Leap in Premium if we get the right pieces or if we figure out the right combo. And I've been working on this a little bit, but I was missing a couple of pieces and one crucial card. That card is no longer missing. Because what I have here today is a brand new stride for Gear Chronicle in the likes of Hybro, Steam, Slishma. And let me tell you, this stride is very spicy. Because for anybody that wants to know her skill, and it's hard to read this, let me read it word for word. Her first skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. Once a turn, when this unit attacks, cost, bind a front or rear guard and turn a card from your G-zone face up. Choose up to 2 cards from your bind zone, call them to the rear guard circle, and all of your front door units get power plus 10k until the end of turn. So, this immediately already screams to us the Steam Maidens, because, as we already know from the V-Clan collection, the Steam Maidens multi-attack by binding themselves, calling you cards from the bind zone with a great hire, and just keep going and going and going. This essentially is the exact same thing, but a little bit different. And interesting enough, She binds a rearguard for the cost and then calls 2 units from the bind zone, which means you can recall the exact same unit you just bound plus another rearguard, thus giving you 2 extra attacks for absolutely 0 cost, which is very nice. But you might think to yourself, what does Time Leap has to do with here? Well, for my deceptive people among us that are watching in the crowd right now, you probably already figured out, but Time Leap binds its own units in order to Time Leap, thus allowing you to target your Time Leap targets and recall them to the board, thus allowing you to reset your Time Leap combos and start all over again after your Vanguard attacks and powering up those newly set cards. Thus, being able to grab your Melons stuck in a bind zone via TikTok Worker and potentially History Maker if you use the Delayed Blazer mid combo, thus resetting the entire thing and you can just keep going and going. But I will not go into much more detail about this skill because if we do that we probably will be here till next year for the Premium Collection 2023. So I will leave it at that, but I will tell you I figured out a combo that allows you to attack about 12 times for about 2 counterblast, maybe 3, with only 1 or 2 cards to set up. Because you might think to yourself, the bind zone requirement is tough to meet because you need to have cards in your bind zone in order to get the multi-attack. But with Time Leap in the mix and with the Steam Maidens and just generic binding, this is much easier to do. And also think about the synergies with Clockwork Dragon, which I revealed last time as well. You know, these cards synergize together. I've been working at least to the fact that they will work together, but I digress. But besides that, she also has another effect, which is an effect I've saw in other clans in the previous clan collection. I was hoping we would get an effect like this because Time Leap and Gear Chronicle could benefit quite well from an effect like this, as her second effect is auto from G-Zone at the end of the battle that your Grade 3 rearguard attacked. If this card is face up, cost Soulless 1 and bind that unit, and call this card to the rearguard circle. So yes, just like Shibaraki Victor for Nubatama or Murukuma, I keep mixing those two together, we now also have a multi-attack card from the G-Zone, thus allowing us to extend our attacks at least 1 attack every single time. But unlike Murukuma or Nubatama, we can actually abuse this a lot more and actually get more attacks out of a single copy. Because remember, the Steam Maidens and Time Leap allow us to recall more cards during the battle phase. So what we can do is if we have a grade 3 and we attack with it and we use this skill to get the grade 4 on the board, if we then have another card on the side column that can also recall new unit, we can call it on top of this grade 4, it goes back to the G-Zone, and then if we have another grade 3 mid combo that attacks, we can use her skill again. And this is part of that 12 attack combo. So as you can see, this card opens a lot of possibility because in one card alone, in this particular card alone, she generates 3 attacks. 2 of her main effect and another one of her third effect, which can potentially be more. And the soulless cost is not that big of a deal because we have a lot of strong staple cards that goes towards the soul. Naboo, TikTok Worker, potentially the crit triggers are just to name a few. So overall, this for the Steam Maidens / Time Leap deck, which now actually makes the name Time Maidens an actual thing, is a pretty decent addition for the G-Zone, and it works very generically well in Gear Chronicle all across the board, because it doesn't cost a counterblast, so we have a great first target or damage denied target that we can go into, because it's synergized with almost every engine. But that is not all, because we also need to protect this new Steam waifu. So, what's the best way to protect this card? Of course, with a brand new G-Guard. Introducing Interdimensional Dragon History Vision Dragon. And for this particular G-Guard, I took a bit of liberty of the brand new Shadow Paladin G-Guard. I like the skill a lot, so I made it twice and copied the effect and gave it to this card. Because its G-Guard effect is auto when this unit is put onto the Guardian Circle, cost discard 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from your hand, and this unit gets shield plus 20k until the end of that battle. If you discard a card with the sum of their grades being 6 or greater for this cost, counterblast 1, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. So just like the Shadow Paladin G-Guard, we now have a perfect guard in our G-Guard lineup. So that means more perfect guards to play with. Now of course this might sound a little bit more costly than the Shadow Paladin card, but if we combine this with the engine that we have for Gear Chronicle, this isn't really that hard to fulfill, because if you play a Chronojet engine, you have Smoke Gear, which allows you to make every card you discard count as a grade free. So you only need to discard 2 cards to get another perfect card. But as soon as we most likely are going to play with a lot of grade 3s and grade 4s, it's most likely possible that you can fulfill this condition with just discarding any 2 cards from your hand. And just like the Shadow Paladin G-Guard, we can use this card to guard for 2 units, because we can use the raw shield power for one of our rear guards and just a perfect card effect for a Vanguard if we up against Vermilion or any other column attacker like Leonard. So with this G-Guard, our G-Zone is packed. We got insane G-Guards with Hater Round, Chimera Attack, just hard shield with Uluru and Arlim, and now we also have History Vision Dragon to have extra perfect guard potential, and also those tricky situations where multi-rear guards are being attacked and we need to protect our key pieces, because we are Gear Chronicle and we need our key pieces to stay on the board. And with that, that also concludes all the reveals that we have for Premium Collection 2022, at least for the Gear Chronicle department. We still have a lot of awesome stuff to be revealed, just in a generic sense, but also on the content creator side with the other card reveals. So I hope you enjoyed this video and these reveals, and I hope you enjoy the coming reveals from the other creators and are just excited as me for the upcoming Premium Collection 2020. I want to once again give a huge shout out to Bushroad for allowing me to reveal these cards, as it's been once again an honor to develop these new premium cards for Gear Chronicle. I hope they listen to the next advice that I have for the next installment, because I have some spicy text for potentially ZTB. Bushi, are you listening? Are you listening? I'm sorry, that was not very professional of me. That said, again, huge shout out to Bushroad, and again, shout out to you guys for watching this video and enjoying the content from not only me, but all the other content creators as we're moving forward in the next coming reveals. That said, I've missed a time leap. This has been Time Maidens, and I see you guys in the next one!